Kia ora guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are in my lovely garage and I decided that I'd show you guys a few of my favourite things and pieces of equipment I like to use for at-home workouts. Now obviously we're in isolation at the moment, so it's definitely really relevant right now, but even after we come out of lockdown and gyms open back up, I definitely think that I'm going to keep going with some of my at-home workouts because they're really great. They don't take up too much time. You can do them from home. There's less travel and distance, and you can just use pretty much anything you have around the house. So that being said, I'll just show you a few of my favorite pieces of equipment that I have here. I'm currently in Christchurch, but a lot of these things are things that I actually do have back at home in Dunedin as well. So without further ado, I will show you my pieces of equipment. Okay, so my first thing, it may sound a little bit silly and kind of obvious, but I would recommend investing in a mat. So I use my mats for any ab work, anything that I'm lying on the ground just to give that extra support on your back. This one here is from Kmart. I think it was about $12. It's pretty, which is great, but also it's just really good for protection. So I definitely recommend investing in a mat. Okay, the next thing that I would recommend grabbing is a little bit of an investment product. So you can actually get really cheap ones. You can get the rubbery bands. I think some people call them like hip circles. So this is, for example, what I'm talking about. These are so good. These are one of the probably most used products I use. I take this to the gym as well. I don't just use it at home. But yeah, you can get the really cheap rubbery ones. I just find that those roll quite easily. So I would really recommend investing in a pack of, or even individual fabric ones. They've got the nice grip on the inside that kind of stick to either your legs or your leggings, and they don't move. They're awesome, and I know that Kmart sells these ones. My mum bought these ones. It's a pack of 3 going from heavy, medium to light resistance, and again they're fabric and they've got the grip on the inside. So these are things that I would definitely recommend, a great investment purchase. I was just thinking about it. I'll make sure to put little photos of all the Kmart ones that you can buy, because most of the stuff you can easily get from Kmart. Super cheap and affordable, I know. Okay, so next piece of equipment is one that you can actually find a home replacement for, but I would definitely recommend if you could, and that's purchasing dumbbells. So you could easily use maybe a bottle of water, cans of food, anything you have lying around in the house, even if you could find maybe a bigger container, fill it up with water. But if possible, buying dumbbells are definitely a really good investment. So just so you have a base level of weight that you can use. So these ones here are just 3 kgs. And I'll be honest, when I'm at the gym before this whole lockdown period, I was definitely lifting heavier than a 3 kg dumbbell. And I'm struggling. I think this whole home isolation thing has it's made me a little bit weak, maybe mentally, but physically too. But I would recommend getting a heavier set and a light set. So these ones are 1.5s. I don't really necessarily use these quite often, but it's a good example to show you that if you can just get a lighter one and a heavier one, it means you can use the heavier for more larger muscle groups, the smaller one for smaller muscle groups. And even if you have one of each, combining it, there's 6 kgs right there. The next one in terms of talking about weight, and this one is super optional guys, but I have enjoyed having it at home. Luckily my parents have one, and that is a kettlebell. So in Dunedin I don't have one, but that's okay because I normally go to the gym. So before we found these, because it took us about a week to actually find them in our kind of storage in the garage, I was using a bucket of paint. And so that might sound really crazy, but it did the same thing. It was a heavier weight than the dumbbells that we had. And I could use it, but if you do have a kettlebell, I think these are super important, just to give that little bit of extra weight if you are focusing on wanting to build muscle. Next up, to help with all your cardio needs, you could just go for a run, do some burpees, do some star jumps, or if you're feeling into it, get yourself a skipping rope. I find that this is something that a lot of families actually have hidden in their garage somewhere from years ago. This is such an old skipping rope now. This wasn't a recent purchase of any sort. It was just one that when we were looking for all of our weights here at home, we found. So it's very likely that if you are at home or your parents are during isolation, there is a chance they may have a skipping rope. But if not, they're super cheap to purchase from places like Kmart. And I think that they're really important just for a different type of cardio. You know, I love burpees and all, but it can be nice to do a little bit of something different when it comes to cardio. And I'm not the biggest runner, so I'd rather skip for 5 minutes and go for a 5-minute run. So the next piece of equipment is something that, again, you can buy nice and cheap. It's not necessarily something you'll have lying around your home, but I would highly recommend it if you could purchase some. Super cheap from Kmart. These are long resistance bits, as you can see, quite long, and they come in varying different strengths. Like this one here is a little bit lighter, and I feel like having a variety of these can be really helpful. But if you were just to get one weight, I would actually recommend a lighter one because it does stretch a little bit more. You can do more things like bicep curls and everything, hooking them under your feet and using it in that way. You can even do things where you like grab one side but you can stretch it out, you know, working through the backs of your shoulders, your chest and all that jazz. These can be super duper helpful, and if you have a really secure place in your house, I don't really in my garage where I work out, but you can hook it around. It can be awesome as like a makeshift cable machine in that sort of sense, that you can hook it around, use it to pull through things, even hook your foot into it, and you can do some adduction, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, super duper helpful. Obviously not necessary, but I have definitely found that it's quite an important piece for me. Personally, if I just want to put a little bit of extra resistance, a little bit more than what a standard hip band can do. But yeah, I think this is a super important one, so if you can get your hands on some, that's awesome. Last but not least, this one, it's a little different, you know. I don't know if you'll have it in your house, who knows, but that is a chair. And coming with our beautiful chair is a lovely towel. This one is a beach towel, probably from Farmers. But I actually really recommend, if you have something that you can use for step ups or for hip thrusts, something you can do tricep dips on, a chair is super duper versatile. And actually what you guys are propped up on right now is, I actually have two painting steps. Don't know why we have them, but they work perfectly to be able to do some extra either box jumps or step ups, all that jazz. So this is a super important one, team. I found this to be a game changer. If you head over to my Instagram from yesterday, so on Saturday, I posted a workout where I did step ups at the end on the seat, and whew, your glutes were firing, that's for sure. It was crazy. But yeah, having a chair, super easy thing. Everyone has them in their house, and they're perfect for using to work out. So that's a great one there. Okie dokie, so that's the video, guys. I just thought I would share with you a few of the things I've been using when I'm at home to do weights and resistance training, a little bit of cardio, all that jazz. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe for more videos coming soon. I'm hoping that some of my other parcels will turn up soon. I have a camera on the way, which is super exciting, a Canon M50, which will lovingly replace my GoPro as a more vlogging style camera. I also have my Gymshark turning up. Guys, I'm so excited. My animal print seamless is going to be turning up, so please, hopefully on Monday. It is actually currently Saturday now, and we just had 2 couriers turn up, like literally consecutively within maybe like 2 minutes of each other. 3 parcels turned up, none of them for me. I have 3 parcels on the way, and they're all in New Zealand, and let's just not get into it. It's okay. They'll hopefully be here Monday, and so then I'll have more videos for you guys. I can do a try on with Gymshark. It'll be super exciting to have my new vlogging camera. It'll be awesome. So make sure you stick around, make sure you subscribe, ring that little bell so that you get notified when I post new videos. And I hope this was kind of helpful for things that you can have around your home, or things that you can buy to really amplify your home workouts. So catch you guys next time.